Boom, boom, but I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Shit, I'll probably get a copyright strike for that. That sounds too much like the original. Hey, it's Adam, and I'm super glad to be back for my retreat so that I can share with you guys all of the amazing insights and wisdom that have been totally pummeling my mind over the last month. Believe it or not, I've actually transcended the realm of physicality, which means that the laws of time and space no longer apply to me. So actually, I didn't have to take a bus to get home from my retreat. Instead, I just snapped my fingers and I instantly materialized back in my room so that I can make videos for you guys. Now, I've done a lot of self-reflection. I've had 3 weeks with basically zero distractions. I've been practicing a lot of meditation. I've been listening to some of the most enlightened teachings I've ever heard in my entire life. And basically, I have discovered a new vision for this channel here and a new vision for you guys who are following along with me. Now, before I was talking about awakening the divine masculine essence, and I'm still interested in doing that, and I'm still going to make videos about how to reach your full potential as a man, and also I'm interested in making some content about masculinity. However, I have discovered something that is even more deeply rooted within my soul, something that I'm even more passionate about. And this is a really good lesson for all of you men out there and even women who are trying to find your life purpose. It's important to remember that a life purpose is like an onion. There's layers to it. You have to peel back the outer layers. The outer layers are more shallow. And then as you get deeper into the core of the onion, that is like your true purpose, your true soul's mission. So the awakened divine masculine, that was something that I feel like I have peeled away, and now I'm ready to dive even deeper to this new vision, which I'm extremely excited about. So this channel is changing, shifting directions to be where it's only for people who are interested in reaching their full potential in life and maximizing this life experience here, maximizing your fulfillment and your engagement with life. So if you're not interested in doing that, then this channel is not for you. But if you're someone who wants to actually realize your full potential as a human being, because take in that this opportunity that you've been given to be born into a human body is so rare and so valuable. Because a tree can't be anything more than a tree. A tree is just going to be a tree. A dog can't be anything more than a dog. A giraffe isn't going to be anything more than a giraffe. But a human being, you have infinite potential. You can reach levels of development that are extremely rare and also extraordinary. 99% of human beings only use up about 1% of their potential. But this body that you've been given, this brain that you've been given, has so much potential. And the only way you are going to feel satisfied with your life, the only way you're going to be able to die without any regrets, this is very important to realize, that very soon you're going to die. Very soon. I don't care if you're 18 years old, Your deathbed is on your heels. The grave is calling to you. Every single step you take, you're taking one step closer to your grave. And it's very important that you recognize that this opportunity you've been given is rare. And you don't want to be 70 years old and feel like you've wasted your entire life. That's a shitty feeling. You don't want to be lying on your deathbed wishing that you took full advantage of this life. You don't want that. You want to die happy. You want to die knowing that you gave it your all. Knowing that you honestly tried your very best to live an amazing life. And the number one barrier that stops people from doing this is that they are not absorbing the right information. They don't have the proper understanding of how their own mind works. Most people, all they do is they absorb information from random videos on Instagram, random YouTube videos, the news, their stupid, shallow friends, and then that's the only information that they ever absorb and are exposed to. If you want to live an amazing life where you tap into the highest potential, where you're creatively engaged in life, so that you can make a meaningful impact on the world, and so that you can actually assist in moving society forward towards higher levels of consciousness and love. That's the only thing that's going to make you feel good. Do you understand that? If you have $1 million and you get to buy a mansion and you have the fastest sports cars and the sexiest wife or the coolest husband, none of that shit matters. None of that shit is going to actually give you lasting fulfillment. Fulfillment is not about what you have. It's not even really about your situation or your circumstance. Of course, you need to solve your basic needs, and we're going to be talking about that. How to make money in a conscious way. You need to know how to eat proper food. You need to know how to have sex properly. So, yes, you need to solve your basic needs. But that is only a stepping stone so that you can reach the parts of life that are truly fulfilling. And that's raising your consciousness, understanding what existence actually is, coming face to face with your true nature, understanding how life works and how the entire universe is structured on the big picture level. This is possible. But this will not be possible for you if all you do is scroll random videos on Instagram. You just look at the basketball scores and you look at stupid entertainment. If all you do is party with your shallow friends who are only interested in playing Call of Duty and looking at Kim Kardashian, this will not be possible for you if you don't properly educate yourself and you don't arm yourself with the proper understanding of how your own psychology works and how the universe works in general. And that's why the purpose of this channel here is to provide you with very easy to understand, very simple and practical personal development advice that is also informed by the higher, more esoteric principles, the more spiritual and lofty principles. Because some people, they do personal development advice and they tell you how to be a little bit more productive, how to make a little bit more money, how to manage your time better. And yeah, sure, that's important, but they don't talk about the thing that is really important in life, which is having a spiritual connection with the present moment. Because every single time in your life where you have felt the most happy, where you have felt the most inspired, say you watch a movie and it really inspires you right in your gut. You feel excited to go out there and live the best life that you possibly can. That inspiration, that's not coming from being a little bit more productive. That's coming from having a spiritual engagement with life. And that's what you want. So when I'm going to be talking about personal development, it also has to be informed by spirituality. And then also, on the other hand, there's channels that only talk about spirituality without any practical advice for how to actually implement it systematically and strategically into your life. So what my style of personal development advice involves merging the practical with the esoteric. This has to be done. There's really no other option. And the advice that I'm going to be giving requires a lot of time to explain. So that's why some of my videos are 30 or 40 minutes long. If you want 5-minute little sound bites, then you're going to hate this channel, because I'm not going to be providing 5-minute little sound bites. I'm going to be making long videos that go in depth and actually help you solve the root of the problem in your life. Because if you want to live up to your full potential, then what you really need to do is not just rearrange the pieces of the chessboard. A lot of people, they try and get results in their life by just rearranging the surface levels of their life. Or, oh, maybe I'll eat some different food. Or, oh, maybe I'll try and read a different book, or I'll work different. Maybe I'll get a different job. Maybe I'll break up with my girlfriend and get a different girlfriend. That's not actually giving you any lasting results. That's just rearranging the pieces of the chessboard. What I'm going to be teaching you how to do is how to actually understand what the chessboard is actually made of. I'm going to be helping you understand how the actual structure of your mind functions, so that you can really get a big picture view of what is going on here in life. Because the only way you're going to have a fulfilling life, the only way you're going to live a meaningful life, is if you have a very robust understanding of what life actually is. If you're very honest with yourself, you have to admit that you don't actually know what life is. Yes, you're here in life. You're involved in life. But if you actually consult your heart and you ask your heart, do I actually know what life is? The actual fact of life, do I know what it is? The answer is no. And a lot of people will say, Adam, yeah, but nobody knows the answer. That's beyond the scope of human understanding. Science will eventually figure it out one day. But until then, I might as well just enjoy my time. And the way that I enjoy my time is basically by playing tons of video games, making money, drinking alcohol, and jacking off, and eating popcorn with butter. But that's actually wrong. That's completely wrong. Human beings have understood the substance of existence for thousands of years. The Upanishads, which were some ancient sages who lived like almost 3,000 years ago, their writings have clear and vivid descriptions of the true nature of reality that is actually accessible to you. The point of your life, the reason why you've incarnated in this body, is so that you can discover what you actually are. That's possible. And not only is it possible, but it's pretty easy considering the infinite information that is available to us at our fingertips with the internet. That's why I've invested thousands of hours buying books off Amazon, watching videos, reading, contemplating, going on retreats, meditating. Because I recognize that if I expand my horizons, if I expand my worldview by reading books from enlightened masters who have superhuman powers, some masters can actually like levitate. Some masters can heal people's cancer, or they can materialize objects in their hand. I've read hundreds of accounts of this type of stuff happening in India with enlightened yogis who live in caves. This shit is actually possible. But that is only possible by human beings who tap into the highest levels of consciousness. So the practical change that I'm going to be helping you make in your life is that I'm going to be helping you understand how the mind works, and we're going to be moving you out of egoic, selfish, survival-based consciousness, which is based in fear, dogma, ideology, ignorance. This is your basic state. This is how you've been living your entire life. Completely ignorant to how life actually works. And I'm going to be moving you out of survival cognition into being cognition, where you are no longer selfishly attached to the way reality is, and now you're able to actually take a step back and observe reality so that you can get the truth, so that you can observe the complexity of all of the interacting systems that are here in reality, the way your mind interacts with the world, the way your mind creates the world. I'm going to be helping you move into non-needy perception. And basically what that means is that you're going to be able to see reality clearly. And people take this for granted. People don't understand that the only way you're going to get lasting, meaningful results in your life is if you see the problem clearly. You need to see the actual structure of why your life is so dysfunctional, why you're so addicted to stuff. You're so addicted to everything. Addicted to food, to porn, to video games, to socializing, to negative thoughts, to sleeping, to going on your phone. So addicted. You can't be happy if you're addicted to stuff. This is a big one. But the only way to actually overcome an addiction is not to guilt yourself, not to slap yourself in the ass every time you do something that you want to quit. But you actually have to clearly observe the problem You need to observe it with clarity. And the way you do this is by practicing meditation, by listening to lectures that are coming from human beings who have been practicing meditation, who have been understanding how life works. Many masters have been enlightened for like 30 years. So if you absorb their wisdom, and you mix that with your own meditation practice, now we're really getting somewhere. You have to understand the structure of the mind and how it works, the way emotions work. This is a big one. Because really, what do you want in your life? If you boil it down, everything you do in your life, if you boil it down, you want to feel positive emotions. You want to feel good as consistently as possible. And you don't want to feel bad. That's what you want. Now, many people try and go about feeling happy, but they don't actually understand the structure of how to create happiness in the human vehicle. People don't understand their psychology and how it interacts with your physiology. The human being is a well-studied machine. Yogis, scientists, personal development teachers, gurus, they understand how the body works and how to engineer happiness inside the body. Many people, they live life and they think like, oh, if I just eat a bunch of really tasty food, then I'll be happy. Or like, oh, if I just have a little bit more money, then I'll be happy. It's like, no, you are not being strategic. You need to actually realize that you don't know how happiness works. You don't actually understand how to be happy. And the proof of that is that you have a pretty shitty life. And the way that's measured is by how you constantly feel angry. You constantly feel cravings. You constantly feel depressed and sad. You are hopeless when it comes to quitting your addictions. You have dysfunctional relationships. You have no money. All of that is a product of your ignorance, your lack of understanding of how to actually create a good human being. And I have been grueling through this process for many years now, and I'm slowly getting to the point where I'm able to clearly and concisely share with you years of wisdom and insight. That's not even just coming from my life, but is being amalgamated by the hundreds of sources that I've been studying and reflecting on and contemplating. So if you follow along with me here, I'm going to be teaching you how to actually grow permanently as a human being. And this content is going to be moving you into the 1% of human beings. You are going to be able to embody so much internal value. You're going to feel so good, so inspired, so motivated, so passionate about life, so grounded in the present moment. You're going to have so much understanding and wisdom about how life works, how to master your own mind, that people are going to actually feel your energy. They're going to feel your conscious, loving, compassionate energy. It's just going to radiate out of you. And then people are going to come to you and ask you advice. They're going to ask you for advice. People are going to start looking up to you. You're going to be in literally the top 1%, if not less, The top 0.5% of all human beings. But that is only possible if you take the advice that I'm going to be giving you, if you take it seriously and you realize that this is not a 2 or 3 month process, but this is a 5 to 10 to 20 year vision for how to transform your life. This isn't going to take a couple months. This is a journey that you go on for the rest of your life. You commit yourself to endless self-improvement until eventually you realize that there was no self to improve. But that place takes lots of work to get to. So people are going to look up to you, and also you're going to be able to have a positive influence in the world. You are going to be an instrumental part in creating a conscious society. That's something that I'm very passionate about. Creating a conscious society so that instead of producing dysfunctional, ignorant, addicted, angry people, instead I want our society to produce conscious, loving, and wise people. And it's possible to do that. It is possible to reform society so that as a whole, as a collective, we are more loving, we're more conscious. We start to live by the universal principles that govern all of reality. Most people are completely out of alignment with the universal principles that make a human being feel happy. If you want to be happy, the best way to do it is to align yourself with the universal principles, some of which I can list off the top of my head are radical openness, open-mindedness, the ability to study any perspective and take some kernel of truth out of it. Study some crazy shit that people would think you're insane for. Some of the books I read are literally channeled from sixth-dimensional entities that live on different planets. Most people aren't open-minded enough to even consider that. Other principles include raising your consciousness, becoming more aware of the present moment. Also, learning every single day, being a lifelong learner, studying, understanding how reality works. Also, taking responsibility for your life. Most people are victims. Most people think that the reason they're not happy is because of their boss, or because of their parents, or because of their girlfriend, or because of COVID, or because of society. That's why they're not happy. No. The reason you're not happy is because you don't know how to be happy. But guess what? You can take responsibility for learning how to be happy. But it requires a little bit of effort. And 99% of people don't want to do that. But you do want to do that because you are wise and intelligent. Other universal principles, the principle of mastery. Getting really, really good at a skill so that you can positively impact the world by sharing your gift with the world. Also vision, having a positive vision for yourself, for your life. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? The ability to visualize that clearly, to actually work on your vision. I've spent almost 50 hours literally just working on my vision for my life. Literally sitting down with a journal and saying to myself, okay, what do I want? Where do I want to be? How do I want to feel? Who do I want to impact? What do I want to do? What do I want to learn? Who do I want to become? These things, nobody thinks about these things. But in order to get actual lasting results in life, you need to be serious about your vision. Also, how do I want to impact the world? What kind of impact do I want to leave? What kind of footprint do I want to leave in the world? Do I want to be flipping burgers at McDonald's and selling people poison? Do I want to be making a little bit of money drop shipping or e-commerce, buying mugs from China and then selling them to people who want mugs? Is that who I want to be? When I'm on my deathbed, do I want to look back and say, man, I'm so happy I sold all those random mugs from China. What a good use of my life. Or do I want to look back and say, wow, I really helped spread love, consciousness. I helped restructure society so that future generations will not have to deal with all of the bullshit that I had to deal with. What kind of life do you want to live? What kind of footprint do you want to leave behind? That's why on this channel, I'm going to be speaking about how to properly cultivate a positive vision for yourself, how to understand how your mind works so that you can quit addictions, so that you can provide value to the world, so that you can make money, so that you can have intimate relationships and have amazing sex, so that you can achieve spiritual enlightenment. That's so important. You can actually grasp in your experience what existence is. It's possible for you to become conscious of what existence is. If you actually look at your hand right now, become conscious, you don't even know what it is. You don't even know what a hand is. You have a thought where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's cells. Or like, oh, this hand is made of bones, and then science tells me what it's made of. But you don't even know what like reality is, what consciousness is. And it's possible for you to grasp that directly. And I'm going to be helping you to do that. I've been able to do this a lot in my own life, and I'm also learning how to communicate it in a very simple, easy to understand, but also profound way. So if you stick with me, then your life is going to change permanently, forever, just like how my life has, by doing all of this personal development, spirituality work that I've taken very seriously. Thankfully, as a result of the influence of my gurus, the YouTube personalities that I've been following, that have been inspiring me, my meditation teachers that I've been meeting in person, and they've been inspiring me to strive higher, to strive towards total liberation. So to sum it up, what we're going to be doing on this channel is that I'm going to be teaching you how to awaken yourself, how to live consciously, how to become lucid in the dream. Because right now you're snoozing, you're dreaming. I'm going to teach you how to realize that you're dreaming, to become lucid, and then once you're lucid, you can have any type of impact that you want on the world. If I gave you a blank slate and said, here, draw any type of world that you want, what would you do? What kind of world would you draw? Would you draw a world that has McDonald's advertisements on children's television? Happy Meals? Just like how our world does? Or or Coca-Cola ads wherever you look, or Jack Daniels ads on the bus stations? Or would you draw a world where human beings are taught from a young age how to live a meaningful, principle-centered life, how to tap into their soul's purpose so that they can live passionately and so that they can create and so that they can share beautiful art with the world? That's possible. And of course, I'm walking this journey with you. So over the next 5 or 10 years, I'm going to be growing as well, and you're going to see that. And if you follow along with me, I'm going to teach you how to become a conscious human being, not just by meditating, but also by having theoretical, systemic understanding of how the actual universe is structured. So I'm not just talking about, oh, listen to your heart and everything will fall into place. No. We're also going to learn how the actual mind works, how society works, how personal development and life works, so that you can actually get in there and make a lasting change. And you're not just sitting on your ass, smoking weed and listening to your heart. Although that is an important aspect of it. So that's all I got to say. Thank you so much for listening. If this inspires you, and then share it with your friends, because if you're on board with me, but then you still have friends who are, smoking weed and jacking off and looking at the basketball scores and, doing nothing with their lives, then they're going to drag you down. So obviously, if you like this video, share it with your friends. If you want, leave a comment, something maybe you don't understand, something you disagree with. I love when you disagree with me so that we can have a nice little discussion in the comments. And subscribe. There's a lot of amazing content coming up in the future. I'm extremely excited, and I'll see you in the next one.